All right, here we are recording a podcast in an even more awkward position than usual because I got my fucking dog on my lap. Safi's back! Yay! Safi, breathe into the mic. Alright, fuck you then. Fuck you, bitch. I hope I don't get cancelled for this podcast with my dog phobia here. But man, you know, obviously a lot of people, fucking everyone's doing a fucking podcast now. Well, actually not everyone. I wish everyone was, so everyone could get cancelled with me, because I feel that I just been realizing recently, I mean, it's like it already happened to me like a year or two ago, but just with the amount of shit that's out there, that I've put out there now, is like enough to probably fuel an AI generator of me, so that, you know, people can have me say all sorts of things that I never said, although I probably have said everything that could be said. I've said every word, even the forbidden word. The forbidden word for white people. The one that, the word that must not be spoken, otherwise Lord Voldemort will appear and kill you. And I've said so much crap on, and yeah, I mean, the good thing is people don't listen to it, and I wish they wouldn't. The only person that should be listening to this is me when I'm editing this. But there's a lot of, there's so much content out there. Not just me, like I'm just talking about everyone in general doing podcasts, especially comedians, because at least they're making their podcasts funny and enjoyable and not fucking walking on eggshells and being like, I'm going to talk about this. Oh, actually, no. Ooh, I better not get into the whole abortion thing recently. Oh no, I'm like super duper pro abortion, yeah guys, but like I said one thing, I said, you know, every now and again, very rarely, just every second, just one second of every year, I feel that at least one in the 3 billion women that exist should, just for that 1 second, act responsibly, and then you get cancelled and you get fired from your job and caned in the street and stripped and shamed, named and shamed. Just like that the Chasers bit they had on that. What does naming and shaming really mean? Just pulling their pants down and Andrew Hansen. That's the way to be named and shamed. I'd love to watch that War and Everything Again show, because looking back, like, at all that topical stuff back then, they're like, whoa, petrol prices are nearly $1 per liter. And you're like, wow, let's go back. So, what the fuck? Yeah, just all these, like, comedians, you know, I mean, just look at Shane Gillis, you know, he got cancelled, and now look at him, he's a bum. He's living in a fucking, sleeping in a barrel, just like that Greek philosopher, whatever his name is. Yeah, Shane Gillis is pretty based, you know. Joe Rogan came up to him while he was lying outside of his barrel, and Joe was like, yo man, I really respect what you said about Chinese people and this and that, and Shane Gillis looked up and says, Mr. Rogan, you're standing in my sunlight. So yeah, I hope the same thing happens to me, that I can get on some fucking show that I just have absolute disrespect for, and then they can be like, fire me anyway, and I'm like, oh no, I still feel bad. Ooh. But then it all works out perfectly, okie dokie, and you become a big cultural whatever. I don't know. You're part of some sort of shift where it's like, no more abortions, no more cancellations. You can say whatever you want. It's gonna be I was going to say libertarian. Well, it is libertarian. I mean, if you want an abortion, just do it yourself. Fucking hell. Just put a NutriBullet in your bloody womb. Come on. Just be a little... If men were the ones that had to get abortions, we'd be like, I'm good. I'll just get it done at home. Gotta go to the tool shed for a second. Oh, there we go. Got it out. Oh, she'll be all right. Or she won't. She's dead. I assume it was a chick. Yeah. Anyway, that's pretty cool to hear that there's going to be like way more Down syndrome and black kids suddenly popping up in America. Nah, that's all bullshit. Anyway, I'm getting cancelled. Yeah, there's so much crap. It's just out there for all these comedians, and like I say, it's like people aren't listening to it. You can't just... I mean, I guess you can get an AI to go for all this shit. It's like, get an AI to be like, okay, this person sounds like a white guy, and they're saying the N-word. Oh, you better let their fucking investors know, or whoever. I need to get a thing for my mic. I need to take it, like, kind of remove it from the desktop, like, stand that it's on, and have it, like, kind of free form, so I can move it around and put it in front of my dogs. Just, like, lying on my table. Like, she's lying her head on my table and just breathing. Fucking breathing dog, goddammit. Yeah, oh well, we'll see where this goes, and if I get cancelled for the fucking third time. Third time's the charm. And see about that, because it's just so much shit, And it is mostly just revolving around that particular word, where I'm just talking about it. So that's gonna be the thing that, like, gets me, thrown in jail and thrown in a Maxicum security jail, prison, where I get put into isolation for 3 years. Then I'm released, and then 5 months later I escape successfully, but then land on a train that the conductor has a heart attack on and falls off, and it becomes a runaway train, like that movie Runaway Train that I just watched yesterday. Runaway train, as the theme song for the movie goes. Yeah, that movie was pretty cool. I like the opening credits. It looked cool. It was a cool effect. It was like a red train going. Yeah, I like the ending too, but like if I had watched that ending as a kid, I actually felt disappointed, but only from a perspective of like a 12-year-old me, just being like, oh, what? You don't even see the fucking thing crash in the end? Spoilers. God damn it. It did, and you don't even see it. Or maybe, I don't know. Maybe a penguin jumped into the tracks and slowed the train down till it came to a stop. I don't know why there's a penguin there. Where is it? I think that movie, by the end of the movie, I think it's taking place in the... It's like east. Fuck, man. You know what? I'm getting the movie confused with Beavis and Butthead Do America. Not the new... I saw the new one recently. I'm getting it confused because there's both Runaway Train and Beavis and Butthead Do America have scenes where, like, army dudes are like looking and like putting pins on a map and being like, oh no, now they're heading to this way. So fuck, I can't remember if it was... No, it wasn't Washington. I got the fucking movies confused. But anyway, they're filmed in Alaska, which is crazy. That's a good looking movie, by the way. That's a fucking excellent, like, there's effects in the movie and they all look pretty great, Not maybe a couple of shots where you're like, well, this is back projection, but still pretty cool. Yeah, it's like they're filming on a real train or like a abbreviated version of a train on a set or whatever, Yeah, it's just fucking... Yeah, I would say, oh, they don't do that in movies anymore. I mean, I guess they don't unless you're making fucking Top Gun. Anyway, back to cancel. I don't know what the fucking we were talking about, man, I'm just saying, like, it does seem like the dangers of podcasting, like, we're really brave for doing this, getting out there, It's different to comedy, because stand-up comedy is bullshit. You can't just say actual funny things. You got to be like, oh, hang on a minute, I got to consider this, and I got to consider that. Yeah, same with if you're a musician. I think if you're a musician, you can be a little bit more wavy about it. Maybe not rappers, because people think rappers and comedians, like, when they rap or tell jokes, it's like really them. But if you're a singer, it seems like there's a filter where it's like, oh, singing from a weird perspective. But yeah, even that's like pretty fucked. And when it comes to filmmaking, forget it. I mean, yeah, this podcast, if I was trying to be a filmmaker still, man, this podcast would just fucking absolutely kill my career over just fucking nothing horse shit. What I'm trying to say is there's a bunch of cunts out there. And they can no longer get abortions. Maybe they'll abort themselves, hopefully. I'm obviously talking a lot of bullshit with that, by the way. You know what should be aborted really is the YouTube search function, it's just unbelievable. I'm not exactly sure why I didn't notice this before, but it seems like I'm like just typing in shit. Like if I type in runaway train, toot toot, no, catch that train. Fuck, I'm coming up with a bunch of horseshit. I didn't like Jon Voight in this movie, and he got nominated for an Oscar. I didn't like Eric Roberts either. The characters are fine, and the acting's fine enough, but I'm not looking at it like, wow. Like, yeah, there's moments where they have outbursts, and I'm like, ugh. And they're just... Jon Voight's like too ugly, and Eric Roberts too pretty for the... They weren't menacing. They didn't like feel like criminals or prisoners. Although the film is kind of more on the writing. But anyway, look, so we typed that in, you got fucking... Okay, so you type it in, you're searching runaway train or whatever, you get I'm getting 4 videos, 5, 6, 7, oh, I'm not gonna get out anymore. Okay, I think you get about 10, and then it's like, people also watched, and then, what the fuck is this? This is from a movie called Silver Streak. I thought it was like a Fortnite thing. Okay, so we got like some relevant-ish videos, like a review. This isn't part of the search. This is like I say, people also watched. You get that after 10 videos from your search. Okay, not exactly what I'm after. I don't like this. This is not good. But some of them are kind of relevant. You got a review of the movie and a scene from the movie. Okay. And then I guess it goes back to the actual search videos. There's like one, and then there's now a playlist. Oh, fuck. All right. Then, and this is still in the search thing, now you have For You. This is bullshit. Why is this? What? Now I've got like hitting a deer at 70 miles per hour. Okay. Then there's this other stuff that's like videos that I've already watched that they're showing me again. This is not the homepage of YouTube. This is the search. I've got like exact moment George Harrison leaves the Beatles, God blimey. That has nothing to do with this fucking song. I'm getting so mad. My dog's getting concerned. This is horseshit. Then it goes back to search, I think, for like a few more videos. Postman Pat Runaway Train. I think that was... I didn't watch the movie. I think I was actually just watching that. And then, yeah, like, can you just keep it clean, please? Can you keep it clean, man? Oh, you know what? It's actually changed now. This is fucking bullshit. I wanted to complain about this, bitch and moan, and now, like... And now you got, like... Now it is an actual search thing. Yes, keep it like this, for fuck's sake. I type something in, you show me videos related to it. Yes, not just related, but actually part of it. Oh my god. People also watched For You, and then... Oh god. And then you have... No, and I'm only like a few videos down, and I'm seeing previously watched. And then I guess it's back to search, I guess, and then it's people also search for... Oh god, it's a nightmare. I suppose once you get... It is like you gotta get past that shit, and then you get to like actual, like just a bunch of the videos that are related to your search. But you want to look at the videos that are kind of first in the search, and I just get so knackered with this shit. Oh, fuck, man. And so many of YouTube's videos that they recommend me are videos that I just watched. I just watched them. They could be 13 minutes long or 30 seconds. And they just... I just watched them. It might have been earlier that day. It might have been a week ago. It's like, no. How fucking brain dead do you think I'm like... That I just forget these videos and I'm like, oh, I remember watching it, but I don't remember. And fart and shit all over myself because I'm a fucking dummy. I just wanted to bitch and moan about YouTube some more, but yeah, this is. I would prefer it to just be searched videos. Fuck, man. I gotta say, the only fucking good thing about YouTube that it has over other websites, which it should have over other websites, is the video player function. Man, what was I watching? I think it was on Instagram. Fuck. Oh, man. Yeah, I was watching something on Instagram, a video. As I'm watching it, I'm like, to me, I don't know how to go backwards and forwards. Like, I think you gotta, like, move your thumb along, or hold your thumb down, or whatever. Put your thumb up your ass. So I don't know how to, like, with YouTube, or fucking any video, like, you got the, what's it called? Progress bar, whatever you call it, that you move the thing along, and you can go to various moments in the video and that. And Instagram just, like, does away with it. It's just like, the video's playing, and it's always muted first. So you gotta hit mute and then try to go back, and it goes to a different video, and you're like, oh, fuck. So this video was... This video was, I think, 2 and a bit minutes long. It was like a trailer. And it played like 2 minutes of it, or 1:30, and then it just stopped. And I was like, what the fuck? And I think it said like, press here to continue watching. So I did. And then it restarted the video. Fucking hell, man. I don't know. Like, I guess I just don't use Instagram or TikTok that much. And I guess I'm a fucking idiot. And I don't know how to use them. I don't know how to watch videos on them. I mean, to me, it just seems stupid because... It just seems that, like I was saying, like, it's so stupid when you click on a video and it's like immediately muted. I mean, I guess that's just the target audience of Instagram and TikTok. They're a bunch of fucking dummies that just watch videos with subtitles on instead of just listening to it. I don't know why, but that's crazy, and that's not how I fucking do things around here. No siree. Oh, man. I'm actually too sick to be doing this podcast. I'm fucking... God, I got something in my throat. I got a COVID pube. Alright, I just end this on a quickie review of the new horror movie, Men, the scariest monster there is. Ever since I heard about this movie and its title, all I could think about was Men, boo, cancelled. And then it was just going to be like, oh, a horror movie with the scariest monster there is, Men, ooh. And I guess the movie is sort of like that, but I guess, I don't know. I didn't like this movie too much. Like, Alex Garland, the first film he did was like quite a... Ex Machina was like very... Now, it was very to the point about like its, technological themes and all that. And that was cool. It was like not heaps metaphorical or whatever, it was just like kind of like more like direct. But then Annihilation was sort of more like allegorical and spiritual and kind of like getting into like a more like wishy-washy kind of area of like identity for humans, or just organisms in general, really. And I like both those movies. Both those movies are cool in their own ways, really. But then you have Men, which is very much metaphorical and allegorical and that kind of thing, and it kind of knows it and plays with it a bit, and it does act like a kind of film that's like a microcosm for like a larger thing. Look, I might be a dummy, but I don't know exactly what it is. It's just like grief, men are bad, concern, not doing enough, and men give birth to themselves, and it repeats the cycle. Various men are cunts, and then I'm trying to remember exactly how it ends. I'm trying to remember like the last shot. You think like the last shot would be like a screamer, a jump scare. Rah! Oh no, another man. I don't know, and a lot of the film just doesn't, like, you wonder, like, why is it like this? Like, you got one actor playing all the roles of the men, aside from one particular male role for obvious reasons. He's not playing that one as well, it seems. But it's just like, a lot of the film is just kind of like horror sequences. That kind of just, I don't know, it doesn't really add up to a film, really. It does feel like it's only like parts of a film, like just kind of stuck together. And even when it gets kind of like fun in a way towards the end with all the horror, body horror, gore, whatever, it's just like, yeah, it's fun to watch, but like, what is this getting at exactly? Where are you going with this? And it feels like it's an obvious metaphor, and I'm not getting it. I'm like, oh, this is too vague. And then if someone were to tell me, I'd be like, oh, well, that's dumb. So I don't care either way. Yeah, I mean, it does feel that way. Either way, it's not that compelling. I mean, the movie itself is fine enough to watch. Some of these horror moments are kind of well done, but like, we've seen kind of this stuff before. And I don't know, man. It just needed to be more misandrist, really. Fuck, I really am trying to go over like what was happening at the end, because you don't even know like what this whole film kind of means as a, like, in the place of the world, you know, because the film takes place in like a very confined space, in a way, or at least an isolated like British cottage space, and I'm just kind of trying to work out, you know, like, I guess it doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter if I figure out the metaphor and I'm like, oh yeah, oh, it's really cool. Like, that doesn't really mean anything. And maybe I'm just kind of like over metaphors anyway. Like, you don't need metaphors. You can just, if you got something to say, say it. You know, like, people use metaphors, like, you know, surreal directors or like just very political directors, like, they would use metaphors and allegories and everything because they were trying to comment on certain institutions, but they didn't have the freedom to, you know. And that's something that we need to relearn to do. But if you're just making a film that's like, men are bad, then you can just do that. You don't need to house it in a like useless, pointless metaphor. I mean, yeah, it's just the stuff happening towards the end of the film. And it does get kind of like, at the end of the film, it's just like, all these men are the same. Ooh. And then it, you know, it does what films do, where they just like, I don't know, like in the last third, like they just start establishing all these rules. They're just like, oh, this person's actually a weird entity and they can't die. Or, oh, you killed him. No, he's actually over there. Ooh. It's just all that crap, you know. And you're like, I don't know what's... You're like, how are you supposed to deal with the problem? It's like a fantasy problem now. It's kind of like been inserted into this otherwise drama film in the last, or at least grounded film in the last third. What the fuck? I kind of remember what happens. Like, she just kills the guy and then just sticks a knife through his heart. I sort of remember, because there's like a mid-credit sequence, which is useless. It's just continuing on the story, but you don't even really need it. It doesn't really say anything. It's just like someone shows up and they're like, whoa, what the hell happened here? The end. We don't, the movie itself doesn't need to tell this particular person what happened. You all just saw it. Ooh, crazy, and they'll never believe it, and all that kind of thing. Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty tiring, you know. It could have been worse, and it could have just been like, oh, cool, blimey, men are bloody useless, innit? Not just that, but they're out to get you. Oh, bloody scary, innit? Oh, blimey, especially when they're white. And then, yeah, like I was saying, like, there's like grief. By the way, when the husband character jumps off the roof, he like dies when he hits the ground, but he lands on a some spikes things for a gate, and it cuts through his arm in the same way that the men towards the end of the film have their arm cut. Yeah? I don't know exactly what to make of that, but it goes to show, even though that husband character isn't played by the same actor because they're not the same race, or maybe they're not supposed to be of the same, but they do have the same arm injury to suggest that there is a connection between those two, kind of him and the other men. But I think he does show up in the end as the men as well, and he is birthed out of them, so I guess all men are men, but he's not played by the same actor because he's not white, and you can't do that, and I don't know. I don't know, man. I wasn't compelled. I don't get disappointed these days by films, but I feel like I've been disappointed by it. Like I just said, I don't get disappointed. I need to leave soon. Like, I watched In the Earth by Ben Wheatley, and I didn't like that a whole lot. It's a bit of it's kind of interesting, and that film also has a gory moment where a guy's foot is like, he's like, ooh, blimey, my foot, but the foot is like fucking gaping open. Goddamn. But anyway, yeah, and then The Green Knight. I was just bored by that, man. I just was bored, fuckless by that film. Not a fan. Sorry. And that film as well is just like, nothing sticks. It's just like a journey, and he's like, I have to go to the Green Knight and get beheaded. So, I mean, that's interesting that he has like this destiny, but... And it's like The Northman, which I found less boring. You're just like, oh, get on with it. You needed a runaway train. You just need like a runaway train and like another thing to happen. And it's like, oh no, they're getting to the bridge. And oh no, there's a kid on the tracks and this and that. And oh no, the prisoners are on the bloody... Yeah, maybe I'm old fashioned, but I do like films where shit does happen. And if shit's not happening, like, you need it to be, I don't know, not so tied in, like, because these three films that I'm talking about, like Men, In the Earth, and The Green Knight, are genre films, and The Northman is like that as well, but they're all still also like, ooh, but, we're exploratory with the characters, and ooh, and moody and everything. It's like, oh, can you just put in a fucking helicopter or crashing or anything just to, like, make shit, not a romance, but just plot points, All right, anyway, I gotta get out of here. This has been the Demo Brown Experience, episode 54. It's the 28th of the 6th, 6:30. And I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I need to figure out what pants I'm gonna wear when I go.